Early morning view from hotel holiday home of the great city Shimla. The snow has cleared and melted away. There was a lot of noise of the meltwater dripping down, and now early morning is a great time to click pictures of Shimla. The noise is less, the mist is less, the pollution was cleaned up by the rains yesterday. Great place, this place, Shimla. Those big buildings, that ridge is visible from here, and these small buildings down here, very old buildings, these ones. Those nalas down there, there is a lot of old garbage. Otherwise, this city is by and large cleaned up of the garbage. But the old garbage seems to have gone into the soil profile, and perhaps nobody will risk touching it because it can cause some small landslides which could put these old, very old houses, which are otherwise too on a very, very shaky ground, to danger. Had this city spread out a bit horizontally, perhaps it would have been much more stable and less prone to landslides. A few years back, even the ridge, normally stable, had there was some land subsidence there. A few months back, I heard of a building falling down. Until and unless the great Kangra quake shakes madly, like it's expected to. We hope and pray these buildings will be stable and they'll sustain. I understand there is a directive from High Court that the floors cannot perhaps be 5 or 6. There's limit to number of stories. Honestly, the traditional architecture of the hills, light and made of largely of wood, were the best. But thoughtlessly, these engineers have constructed heavy concrete buildings here. The High Court building itself is a concrete building. All these buildings visible, big buildings, are concrete buildings. And concrete buildings are actually not necessarily strong buildings. Building is no stronger than the foundation it stands on. This is what people don't realize when they resort to these sorts of. See, if you can drill very deep and make a very solid, but again, how deep you will drill to make a solid foundation? Best is for the hills to spread out all over Himachal laterally and do what Switzerland does. Himachal is called the Switzerland of India. In fact, I consider Himachal to be more beautiful than Switzerland, more